Yep, okay, cool. Cool. Alright, hello, hi. I will try and keep this short, roughly between like 30 minutes and an hour. I'll try and keep it like at least 30 minutes. So, the Nintendo Direct came out. I forgot that was even happening, so I didn't really like watch it when it was, when it went live, but like there were rumors that there was Pokemon content gonna be announced during it, but I was just like, nah, I got better things to do. But apparently they dropped quite a few things. So I will start with like, you know, I know there's like a lot of people freaking out over some of the things, particularly like one in particular that was announced. And I thought like, okay, I don't normally do these things, but I will jump on, I'll present, you know, what has been announced, and then I'll give my thoughts on a few things. But we'll start with what is called Pokopia. Pokopia? I'm not entirely sure what it's called. I think it's Pokopia. Pokopia. I'm going to say Pokopia. That sounds better. I think I'm saying it right. But anyway, they announced Pokopia. Pokemon Pokopia. A life sim game releasing on the Nintendo Switch in 2026. You play as a Ditto that is transformed to look like a human. You can collect wood, rocks, and other crafting materials to create a cozy home. Ditto can learn moves from other... I'm like reading this ad-lib from the website in case people can't read or like are not actively watching. Ditto can learn moves from other Pokemon and utilize those moves to help build your very own Pokemon paradise. For example, Ditto can use Bulbasaur's leafage to add greenery to the landscape, or Squirtle's water gun to hydrate plants. By creating a lush, welcoming environment, more Pokemon will visit. So this is pretty much, I've talked about this before, it's like Pokemon needs to do like a farming game or a life sim or something. This is a missed opportunity. They need to be doing... Lo and behold, this gets announced. At first, I was like, this is so strange. What is this? But I think, like, after a few seconds, I was like, I am getting this game. I do not care how long I have to wait. I want this game. It looks so much fun. Can I play it from here? Oh, I can. Because it's so cool. I just have one thing to say about the very start of this, though. This is Ditto the Transformed Pokemon. Alright, right here. Is it implied that Ditto's trainer is, like, died or perished? Like, what is the context for this broken, dusty-ass Pokedex? And, like, a picture of Ditto and the trainer. I don't know what dark things are actually happening behind Pokopia. I don't know. But anyway, let's continue watching. I think it kind of... I'm a little bit laggy, but we can ignore that. That's so... I don't know. I thought that was like the freakiest thing at first.
Land is just waiting to be shaped.
I think my brother also pointed out too, that kind of looks like Minecraft.
It looks like a human?
So like, it's like if Animal Crossing, Minecraft, and Pokemon had a baby.
That's Bulbasaur, a grass-type Pokemon.
Oh, and also Story of Seasons. Because I know there's like farming in the game. Oh, there's farming in Animal Crossing that I have not been back to my island in ages.
Like Ditto's got an idea.
Nice. I love the look of this game.
By learning this move, you
like,
can
it looks
make grass
good.
Grow. Squirtle's water gun will keep it all healthy. As nature flourishes, so do the Pokemon.
And then they talk because you're a Ditto, you're also a Pokemon, so you understand them. This just looks like fun. It just looks like fun.
Collect rocks and wood to build with.
So I would assume you have to like,
till the fields
beautify the land, I suppose, in order to discover more Pokemon and learn more moves to do more
Build
things.
homes for the Pokemon
So, because I
you
noticed like the Hitmonchan coming up, and then you'll be able to like hit
so much to do
rocks.
here.
The Drillbur coming, you're able to till the fields. Look at the little Diglett. Oh, look at it all. Look at it all. And it's not even just like Gen 1. There's like a Gen 4, there's Gen 5. It seems like they're gonna have pretty much, like, I see or a Poor Me or Poor, yeah, there's the Poor Me. I saw that in the
And
thing.
you'll have a wonderful
So it seems
day
like they're gonna have
before
from Gens 1 to 9. I don't know if they're gonna have all of the Pokemon. Maybe they will. Who knows? But it seems like they're gonna have a wide variety of Pokemon. There's even like Paris, Pinsir. I think there was an Arcanine. Yeah,
Pokemon
you see a
Pokopia.
Farfetch'd. But like you can kind of almost make it into a route as well. You see like the like there's like the there's the Snorlax blocking the thing. You see like oh, I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan under a waterfall. There's an Onix sticking out. There's a Tyranitar up the back, but you can't see that. Sorry, I had to cut it off. I guess you can, like, if you can kind of, not really. But there's that. It looks fun. I am excited for that. Is there anything else? Okay, so let's keep reading. Savor the slow life as you build furniture, grow vegetables, and create homes for yourself and Pokemon. Then enjoy a rest in your bed after all your hard work. As you play, the time of day and weather shift in a natural cycle, allowing to enjoy your utopia and all its moods. So I think it might be like Unreal Time, kind of like how Story of Seasons do it. Keep an eye out for Monday. Okay, cool. Okay, so there was that. I'm excited. I think it looks good. Not much else to say. I think it's just, you know, finally they've done a live sim, which is what I've always wanted. Okay, and now we get to Pokemon Home. So they've announced, I don't know if this was announced in the Direct, but they did update the Legends ZA page after that. So connect with Pokemon Home to enjoy Pokemon Legends ZA even more. So we knew there was Pokemon Home connectivity. They're doing it in a slightly weird way. And I don't know if they've actually, I don't know if they've said it. Okay, so connectivity between Pokemon Legends ZA and Pokemon Home is scheduled to become available in 2026. Once you've linked this title to Pokemon Home, you'll be able to transfer Pokemon from Legends ZA to Home and bring select Pokemon from past games to Lumio City. Okay. So, okay, here's the blurb. Okay, Pokemon cannot be transferred from Legends ZA to previous titles in the Pokemon video game series. That means, so say you catch a Pikachu in Lumio City in the land of Legends ZA, right? Oh, it seems like there's the, wait, I'm sorry, oh, it seems like there's the Hisuian Avalok. That's pretty cool. Sorry. Oh, and Hisuian Gudra. Okay, sorry. I just had to look at that. Okay, so what this part means. Pokemon cannot be transferred from Legends ZA to previous titles in the Pokemon video game series. What this means is you catch a Pikachu in Lumio City in Legends ZA, right? You can does it say you can I think you could transfer like you better transfer to okay, I'm pretty sure you can transfer I don't know, I'm pretty sure there's like backwards, like you could go from home to ZA, from ZA to home, so on and so forth. So if you catch a Pikachu in Legends ZA, you transfer it to home, and I think you could transfer it back to ZA. I think you could do that. I'm pretty sure you could do that. What you can't do however, you cannot take that Pikachu and transfer it from ZA to home to then go to Scarlet and Violet, to then go to Legends Arceus, to then go to BDSP, to then go to Sword and Shield. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee is a bit weird as well. You can only like transfer Pokemon from that game to home. from Go to Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, you just can't transfer them back into the game. So Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee were already weird. We're kind of used to that. It's just that these games, this game in particular, Legends ZA, you can't transfer Pokemon back to the previous games. That's all they're saying. I did see one comment that it might be due to the Latin American language being introduced, and maybe there's like a thing where they can't really like transfer back. I'm not entirely sure. I have no idea. Look, this to me, it's like it's not a big deal. And okay, these are my thoughts now on this. To me, it's not necessarily a big deal because usually if I'm transferring a Pokemon to a new game, I'm most likely not going to transfer that Pokemon back. Okay, raise your hands. How many of you are still playing Sword and Shield to this day? How many of you are still playing like BDSP to this day? I doubt even many of you are still playing like Legends Arceus or even Scarlet and Violet. Like I know the player base like dropped quite significantly after like a few years or a year or two. Like people would have beaten the main game, maybe have done like some of the raids, some of the Midas Mark raids, and then went, okay, I'm out of here, there's other things to do. I doubt too many people, like I know it's gonna upset some people, but generally people are just like, I don't care. So if you transfer a Pokemon from a previous so this is another thing. So you can transfer Pokemon from previous titles to ZA, but you will no longer be able to transfer it to previous video games in the Pokemon series. So say if you catch a Pikachu in Scarlet and Violet, Legends Arceus, Sword and Shield, BDSP, blah, 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 Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, you can transfer them to home, you can transfer them back to those games as much as you want. Once that Pikachu then meets and like gets transferred to ZA, like you can't transfer it back. Like that's that one I don't think I've seen before. Oh, well, I guess technically with like Pokemon Go and Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Like, I guess, because once you take a Pokemon out of Pokemon Go and transfer it to Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, like that can't be transferred back to Go. I don't think then you can even transfer Pokemon back to Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee once you transfer it to home. I think that was a weird thing. It's just a weird thing with Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. But this is pretty much similar to that. To learn about other titles compatible with Pokemon Parent, yep. The Pokemon you're able to transfer to each game via home are limited to Pokemon that can appear in those games. Well, we already kind of knew that. Connectivity slated for Pokemon Home and Pokemon Champions coming to Nintendo Switch systems and mobile devices. Please look forward to future. Okay, so just because Legends ZA cannot transfer to previous titles, this does not. It is absolutely in no way saying all of this. It's in no way saying that you can't transfer it to, say, Pokemon Champions or any other future games down the line, which we'll talk about later. Because we're like I've talked about this previously. Like next year is the 30th anniversary. It's like they're most likely going to release Gen 10 during that time. So that's the Pokemon Home stuff. Look, I don't think it's too much of a big deal. Like we've seen it before with Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. It's a tad weird, but like I think people are just mostly going to be playing this new game, like Legends ZA, until like Gen 10 comes out or something. Like like not many people are going back to Sword and Shield, not many people like, and if you are going back to like some of the other games, you're probably doing a new playthrough, you're probably like shiny hunting and stuff. It's like, yeah. I don't think it's a particularly big deal. It's a little strange, but I think it's probably only going to be like a one-time thing. Like it's probably going to be with like certain titles like Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee and apparently Legends ZA. But those are my thoughts. I don't know. I could be wrong. Anywho, this was like crazy because I only saw this as a post when I sort of like scrolled through YouTube. I saw this as like a community post from the Pokemon channel, and I was like, oh, because I didn't know this was like, I was like, oh, that was so weird. They just kind of dropped it in a community post, and then I was like, oh, the Nintendo Direct happened. Okay, so they announced here in the Nintendo Direct, they released like their, I think they call it their final trailer for Legends ZA. I don't think there's any, you know, from that. I'm pretty sure there's no more trailers. Like that was it. At least this is what this was on the Japanese. So there's the Pokemon International, the Pokemon Company International YouTube channel, and that's like all the stuff that's in like English and that. And then there's like the Pokemon Company, which is the Japanese side. So it's that YouTube channel released their trailer. So it was weird. The trailer came out on the Nintendo of America. But the Japanese company, like the Pokemon Company Japanese side, they released like their own trailer on their channel, and that was supposed to be the final trailer, and it included this as well. There is a difference though, and I'll talk about that in a second. So Mega Chestnut, Mega Delphox, and Mega Greninja have been discovered. It's a bit weird to me that they only are now just releasing like these megas. They should have gotten their megas in X and Y. But anyway, Mega Chestnut, Delphox, and Greninja first appeared in the Pokemon X and Y games, which released in 2013. Jesus Christ, it was so long ago. And we just finished like beating Pokemon Y. I liked it. It was fun. I mean, I had played it before, but shut up, Kaede. I'll keep going. Mega Evolutions new Mega Evolutions, evolved forms that transcend standard evolution of these three Pokemon have now been discovered. So we see the Chestnut, looking pretty snazzy. I kind of like the Chestnut one. I think the Delphox one is obviously my favorite because I like Delphox. And Greninjas, I think they all look really cool. I think they all look really cool. However, there is a bit of a caveat, and a lot of people, there was a massive upset in the community. Even people, even my viewers, some of my viewers are like, what the, freaking out. And I was like, what is happening? Because I literally had just jumped online, and everyone was freaking the fuck out. And I was like, what is going on? So basically, to obtain these Mega Stones, you need to participate in the ZA Battle Club's ranked battles. So if you remember, maybe if you don't, maybe you do, I'm not entirely sure. During the Pokemon World Championships this year, the 2025 Pokemon World Championships, in the closing ceremony, you know how they usually do their announcements, and it's usually related to battling and that. So it's usually TCG, VGC, Go, Unite, all that stuff. So during those announcements, they released a bit more information about Legends ZA, and this was introducing the ZA Battle Club, and it was supposed to be kind of like a battle royale type of thing where you jump online, maybe local communication with your friends, online with strangers, I don't know. And it was a PvP 4 people battle. The more Pokemon you knock out, the more points you get, pretty much type of thing. And what they're saying here, so the Mega Stones required to Mega Evolve Chestnut, Delphox, and Greninja can be attained through these battles, through the ZA Battle Club, as reward for battling other trainers in online ranked battles. Ranked battles offer these types of rewards. Okay. They offer 3 types of rewards. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I can't run that. My brain's going too fast. Battle rewards obtainable after each battle. Promotion rewards obtainable upon rising in rank. And season rewards, which vary by rank, obtainable at the end of each season. Keep battling and refining your skills to get a variety of rewards. Mega Stones for Mega Chestnut, Mega Delphox, and Mega Ninja can only be obtained as rewards for being promoted up the ranks. Okay. And this part is where a lot of people got very upset. I will give my thoughts a little bit after. So the first season, the first ranked battle season, the reward is a Greninja, and this starts in October 16th, so pretty much launch day of the game. You participating in the ranked battles, you get a Greninja as a reward for the season 1. And then season 2, Delphoxite, season 3, Chestnutite, and then they say details about ranked battles season 4 and other future seasons will be announced at a later date. And then you got the blurb here. I'll start with this one first. Cannot be caught normally. cannot normally be obtained during regular gameplay, so the only way you can get it is through these ranked seasons. Megastones obtainable as promotion awards are planned to be redistributed in future seasons. So when they say redistributed in future seasons, I would assume they're going to come back, but it's probably still only going to be in these ZA battle clubs. You can only have one Megastone of each type. If you already have one of these, you won't be able to receive another. Okay, so here's the thing, and why a lot of people are upset. In order to do these ranked battles, number one, you need like internet connection, which not a lot of people have. Number two, you need an NSO, which is a Nintendo Switch Online, and a Nintendo account, which I guess most people have a Nintendo account, but you need that. Which is a member. So Nintendo, if you don't know, Nintendo Switch Online, it's kind of like a subscription type of a subscription-based service that allows you to be able to play like certain Nintendo games or like do certain like Nintendo activities on your Nintendo devices, to be able to like do online stuff. So like online rank stuff, online competitive stuff, just online stuff in general. Oh, excuse me. Unfortunately, I have a lot of thoughts on this. I think, okay, hold on. I think I presented most of the stuff. The one thing I do want to add though, there is Pokemon Champions, and sorry, give me 1 second. I just have to take this. Forgive me for that. I just had to take that call. What was I saying? What was I up to? The Mega Stones and the Mega Kalos starters. All right, so the only way in ZA, the only way to get that through normal gameplay is through the ZA Battle Club. There is Pokemon Champions. They did mention at the Pokemon World Championships 2025 this year that Mega Pokemon are coming to this game, will be able to use in this game. Like, we already knew that you could use pretty much all the gimmicks, Dynamax, Terrestrialization, Mega Evolution, Z moves, all that stuff, with the use of the Omni-Rig. So, I am wondering if the color starters would be a little bit more obtainable in this game. Like, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page, because like there is like the game is free to play. Pokemon Champions, it is free to play. There is a starter pack bundle that they have mentioned, which is like right here. A Pokemon Champions plus starter pack bundle will be available to purchase. What that means, I do not know. As well as like optional in-game items, which are probably like cosmetics and shit that no one cares about. So, look, okay, here's my thoughts. I have a feeling that to do these ranked battles, I can't imagine that, because like, it follows the same ranks as what they have mentioned in the game, which is like you start from Z and you go to A. I can't imagine that these would be that unobtainable. Like, these would be, in terms of like doing the ranked battles and stuff, I can't imagine that it would take that much effort to get these if you do the ranked battles. Like, I would say like, oh, you get up to like, or maybe you do a few battles, or maybe you only get up to like rank flipping, I don't know, like G or something. Somewhere what's halfway in the alphabet? I have no idea. Like, maybe they have to go halfway in the alphabet. Maybe like ranking up is like super easy. I don't know. They've done okay, so I will mention they've done something like this before. They have done something where they've done like a timed event of a Pokemon that's not normally obtained. Well, not that the Pokemon's not normally tamed, the form is not normally obtained. If you remember, and I've totally forgotten about this, and I was like remembered a little bit recently. If you remember in Sword and Shield, they've done something like this with G-Max Toxtricity. G-Max Toxtricity, it wasn't like you couldn't normally obtain it in the game. And we know about like the Isle of Armor DLC, or not the Isle of Armor, which is the first one. That's where you can make like the max soups. Until then, like there wasn't really any way to obtain a lot of G-Max Pokemon unless you like did the raids and stuff. But G-Max Toxtricity was only like a timed event that happened like months after the game had been initially released. So you couldn't even like do a normal playthrough with the Toxtricity or G-Max Toxtricity anyway. So they have done similar in the past. It's just there was the DLC that released that allowed you to be able to like use the max soup in order to, you know, allow Pokemon that potentially has a G-Max form that didn't otherwise could now G-Max them. Yeah, we all know that stuff. This is just a little bit different to me because of the fact that you just need that like Nintendo Switch Online to do it, and it doesn't seem like, from the wording of the blurb down here, it just doesn't seem like it's going to be any other way other than doing these rank battles. And I do wonder, season 4 and onwards, like what rewards are going to be for that. I don't know. All right. So I presented the news. I will give my thoughts. I hate this. I think this is stupid, but I think this might just be like a Nintendo decision. Possibly like maybe the Pokemon company have also like had a bit of a say in it. I doubt this is a Game Freak thing. So if you know, or if you are unaware, the Pokemon, the IP is owned by the Pokemon company, Game Freak, and Nintendo. Like those three, they own the IP. I have a feeling this might be very, I would say maybe, and look, this is speculation. This is my thoughts. This is not fact. This is just me rambling. I think this is a Nintendo decision. I think things are leaning more towards online play, like online connectivity, competitive stuff, competitive online. Like you got big games like Fortnite, I guess. Like a lot of kids are playing that. Just a lot of online competitive stuff. And perhaps with like the new Switch 2 coming out, they've got all their like little fancy schmancy communication, like flipping shit. What is it called? I don't know what it's called. It's like the thing where it's like you have the mic, you have the webcam, you can share your gameplay with other people, all this stuff. And I think like with the new Nintendo Switch 2 coming out, like it's a new system. Like they're probably kind of, Nintendo has probably been like, let's get more people to try and use Nintendo Switch Online. Like we probably should try and do like, it's almost like kind of like a battle pass thing. Like that's becoming more common nowadays. We see it with Unite. We see these types of things where Pokemon would get released, but some of them like you can't really access just yet until you do like certain stuff, and it becomes a reward. Until later, you can then just like purchase it with the in-game currency or like the gems, which I'm guilty of. So like at least then they were available. These are just purely available through the battle seasons, the ranked battle seasons. I have a feeling it is a Nintendo decision. I think maybe Pokemon also, like I would assume Pokemon also had like a bit of a part to play, but maybe Nintendo was like, we got to be doing this stuff. We got to start doing this stuff. Go direct that or something. It's a really dumb decision because not every country even has access to Nintendo Switch Online. Particularly, I think like a few Latin American speaking countries, which is kind of very strange, seeing as they did a whole thing, like a whole segment in the Pokemon Direct this year, saying that we're going to allow like more opportunities for our Latin American speakers because we're introducing the language in these games. And this is the first game that they're introducing that language for. Like, I'm just trying to wrap my head around it. I can't, and maybe there's someone out there, like I've looked at other creators, I've looked at other PokeTubers, like to see their thoughts on that. Like some of them are like kind of for it, a lot of them like really pissed about it. I'm just kind of like, I'm trying to wrap my head around why this is a decision. And I think that's the only thing I can come up with. I think they just want more people to use their NSO, like Nintendo specifically, and have probably were like, we need to start doing it in Pokemon, because there hasn't really been too much of a reason for people to use the NSO in relation to Pokemon. This is like I guess this is the first time, but I don't know. I mean, there's also been like the what was it called in the last game? The BBQs and that. Like, there's been like reasons, but they like Pokemon have not been locked. But well, I guess Palafin, but you can like trade Palafin, but like there's nothing that's been like locked behind NSO. This doesn't dampen my excitement for the game. It just dampens my excitement for these 3 mega starters. I still think the game's going to be good regardless of it. It is sad to see people like, I'm not going to get this game. And look, 100% like I support that. I don't think if you feel like you're not getting your money's worth out of something, like maybe, you know, if that's the way you want to go, if that's like, I don't want to get this because I don't think I'm going to get any value out of it, 100% like go for it. I don't think anyone should be blamed or shamed for doing stuff like that. It's like, that's your decision. It's your money. It's your time. It's your enjoyment. You need to, you know, you are the one who can decide whether you enjoy something or not. I just think it's a terrible decision. I have a feeling it'll be a lot more easily attained in Champions. I hope. But I love Pokemon. I've never liked Nintendo, and more recently I've just begun to like despise Nintendo. I have a feeling this is like a Nintendo thing. I don't know though. I don't know. Anyway, so there's that. I've already talked about like a bit about Champions. All right, so now we are on to Mega Dimension. I thought that would be like the little promotional thing. It does not have it. Where's the promotional thing? So there is a DLC that was announced during the Nintendo Direct for Legends ZA called Mega Dimensions, and it pretty much like stars Hooper. Hooper's doing Hooper stuff. Hooper is the mythical I can't even speak. Hooper is a mythical Pokemon that can warp space using the loops on its horns and around its body. These loops are stretchable, and it can form holes inside them, leading to far-off places. Whatever passes through one of its portals can be transported instantaneously. It's fond of foods that have holes in them, especially donuts. What role could it have to play in Pokemon Legends ZA Mega Dimension? Stay tuned for more details. So, we've done sort of something like this similar in the past with a mythical Pokemon, Pecharunt. You had needed to have completed the prior DLCs for that. So, like, this is already behind, like, it was already behind a DLC anyway. This is just behind, like, one DLC compared to Pecharunt. So, which is really interesting. It's interesting to see them introduce mythical Pokemon through stories like this. I like that. They kind of did something similar with Keldeo. Like, well, they kind of tried something with Keldeo. And then with Pecharunt, they had, like, a bit more of a story to it. And Hooper, it seems like it's just getting its whole own... Like, it's one DLC for it, whereas, like, Pecharunt, you needed 2 DLCs. So, with this thing... Okay. And there was more announced. Raichu's Mega Evolution, Mega Raichu X and Mega Raichu Y have been discovered. 2 Mega Evolutions of Raichu have been newly discovered. It seems that each one Mega evolves using a different Mega Stone. Mega Raichu X and Mega Raichu Y can be encountered by meeting specific conditions in Pokemon Legends ZA. Mega Dimension. So here we got the Mega Raichu X with the 2 tails. It floats using electromagnetism and concentrates electricity into its fists. The repulsion from the electromagnetic force generated by its 2 tails allows it to float as it moves. Its ample subcutaneous fat so he's a chunky lad can store up electric energy, letting it maintain a high electrical output and heightening its defensive capabilities. Using electromagnetism to propel itself swiftly through the air, it can take down opponents several times its size with a single blow of its electrically charged fists. It bears a distinctive resemblance to regular Raichu. And then we have Mega Raichu Y. It strikes swiftly and bathes foes in electric power. Mega Raichu Y's greatest strength is its ability to unleash its power instantaneously. It excels in short, decisive battles. The amount of electricity it can generate in the electric sacs in its cheeks have been powered up. The energy generated in these cheek pouches is amplified as it courses in a zigzag pattern between its tail and its spiky, horn-like fur on its head, letting it unleash powerful electric-type moves. All this electric energy can give it a wild, combative temperament, causing it to eschew? I have no idea what this word is. Eschew? I don't fucking know. Tactical maneuvers in favor of a straightforward approach to battling. It bears a distinctive resemblance to a Pikachu. Okay. So I think these two Pokemon kind of are supposed to, like a lot of people were making the distinction, almost like bears resemblance to Gorochu. I think it was supposed to kind of be a split evolution of Pikachu way back in the day, back in like the Gen 1, Gen 2 days. I don't know though. I have no idea. I don't know these things. But look, this dude looks like a deer. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what I like more. I kind of like Y a little bit more, despite the fact that it looks like it's got antlers. These megas are kind of like the first megas where I kind of just been meh about, like not too fussed with. So anyway, the DLC that was announced. Okay, so a lot of people, I did really see, it was very like interesting seeing people's take on it. It was like a lot of people like, oh, it's announcing a DLC even before the game started is kind of diabolical, or are we getting like, oh, we're already getting a DLC? I think this DLC has actually come out on time. I think we've gotten Legends ZA late. And again, I think this is also like a Nintendo thing. I don't know if this is like a specific Pokemon thing. I think they had planned ZA to come out in 2024. I think there was even like talks of it coming out, or like people were suspecting, because it had been so, like, we had a massive gap between Scarlet and Violet and like this game, like any like new main series game. Usually we have them within like 3 years or something. It's been quite a while. It has been quite a while since we've even had a new game, or even like a new remake or something. This has been a pretty long gap. I think ZA was supposed to come out last year. I don't think it came out last year because the Switch 2 did not come out last year. I think they were just waiting for the Switch 2 because they wanted to like at least release, because like they had the Scarlet and Violet that didn't have a really good release, so they're kind of just like, we don't really want that to happen again. Like we need this to come out on the Switch 2 to actually perform well. And I think I can't remember. I think they said the Switch 2 got held back. It was supposed to come out last year, but it didn't come out last year, and it came out this year. If I recall correctly, I'm not entirely sure. So I think it's like another Nintendo thing. Nintendo just kind of held everything back, and they were just like, oh, we don't have a Switch 2 yet. You gotta wait. So I think Legends ZA was supposed to come out last year. I think this DLC was supposed to come out now. Was supposed to come out around this time. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, like Pokemon ZA got held back. Legends ZA got held back, and it's coming out now. And they kind of needed to also bring this DLC out with it, because next year is going to be like potentially Gen 10. Gen 10 was going to potentially be right around the corner, and they kind of didn't want it to get overshadowed by that. I think that's the case. It just looks weird because not everyone's gonna, like, not everyone would know that. Not everyone would think like that. Because I kind of had the thought, I'm like, oh, I think Legends ZA was supposed to come out a little bit earlier, wasn't it? Like, it just felt like it was supposed to come out a little bit earlier. It kind of made sense for it to come out like last year, but it just didn't, for one reason or another. And I think it was the Switch 2 held it back, like got held back. So this got held back. What I feel like they should have done, I feel like they should have just, when they announced this DLC, then announce the pre-order of the game. So there's like, there's the standard, like if you just want the ZA, like here's the standard pre-order. If you want the bundle of this and the DLC, like, you know, there you go. And like, this isn't just a Pokemon thing. I think like this is kind of the first time Pokemon has done this. But I like I said, I think they got held back or something. But this isn't just a Pokemon thing. I've seen Ubisoft do stuff like this. I've seen Ubisoft, like, not even just deluxe edition stuff, but like, oh, he's like DLC story content, like day one release or something. I've seen like a lot of JRPGs do this. I've seen Story of Season do stuff like this. Like, I've seen a lot of game companies do stuff like this. This isn't just a Pokemon thing. It's just like the first time Pokemon has done something like this where they announce like a DLC and the game at the same time. And this release is like day one. Like, this is day one with the base game. I think it just looks weird that they did it the way they did. I don't think it's a big deal that the game, like the DLC is released, like, or announced even before the game's released, because I think it was meant to come out now. I think ZA has just been a little bit late. So there's that. What, other than that, like, I don't care. I don't, I think it's cool. Like, it's not that I don't care about the DLC. I think the DLC is going to be fun, but, I think it was also another thing people were kind of free. I think it was just a weird thing how they announced it, but I think people were like, it's so diabolical that they announced, like, but, like, companies have done this before. Like, this is not even just a Nintendo thing. Like, it's been outside of Nintendo. Like, it's just how developers are doing it. Or, like, gaming companies, AAA companies in particular. Even, like, I've seen, like, even indie games do this, AA, games do this. Like, I've seen like a lot more people are doing these types of things nowadays, doing stuff like this. This is just not new. This is probably just going to be the norm. But anyway, how long have I been going for? Fuck, I've been going on for over 30 minutes. Half of that was like taken up by a phone call. I'm so sorry. I'm going to try and keep this brief. There's also like this, when you like pre-order the DLC, if anyone cares, there's a Holo X and Y set, balls, which are gonna get in the game anyway. Like, who cares? I thought I'd just do my due diligence. I'll do my due diligence, and announce it anyway. When you pre-order, when you purchase the Mega Dimension DLC, you'll be able to get these. The X and Y outfit. You'll also be able to receive the luxurious Pokeball set as an early purchase bonus. I think this is if you pre-order the game. I think this if you just purchase the DLC. I don't know. You'll get it. I'd say who cares? Don't pre-order if you don't care. Like, it's just Pokeballs. Like, that's all you're gonna get out of it. Like, if you don't want to play the DLC just yet, don't purchase it. It is gonna, like I said, it is gonna come out day one. But I'm pretty sure it comes out day one. I was told it comes out day one. I have no idea now. There was something else I wanted to say, and I forgot what it was. Was it important? I don't know. I also wrote down a whole bunch of notes, but I think I've pretty much covered a lot of it. No, I did. I pretty much covered all of it. Anyway, so that was that segment, because I was, I think, going to keep this to the one stream. I wasn't like going to talk about this at the start of the stream and then go off and do other things. But those are like, that's pretty much everything that's been, I'm pretty sure it's been everything that's been announced in the most recent Nintendo Direct. I've given my thoughts on it. Make of it what you will. I'm still excited for the game. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of some of the decisions they made, and really the only decision I did not like is the stupid flippin' locking the Mega Stones behind, like, right. That was, I'm not going to say too much because otherwise I will crash out. It's just like the dumbest decision I've seen. I can't see in a world where most people would agree with this. Well, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much all the news. Final thoughts. I'm still excited for the game. I'm still going to play the game. I'm still thinking like the DLC is going to look pretty good. I think it's going to be a pretty fun experience. Like, despite the like the Kalos starter mega fiasco thing, like I think, like, look, that's not going to dampen my excitement for the game. But yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say about it. So I will end this stream. I will be back. We're going to be playing the TCG card shop simulator pretty much for the rest of the week. That's what I have planned, because I've gotten, like, they've updated it just recently. I've gotten super addicted to it. So if I play it for the rest of the week, I have no idea. I might get burnt out halfway through the week, but we'll do that. So I will leave this here. I will see you all in a bit. I don't think there's anything else I really need to say about this. No. Anyway, I will see you all soon. Bye 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 bye. I gotta. I'm all over the place. Thank you all for watching. I will see you soon. I will see you shortly. Bye bye bye.